developing ADHD just because I have so much to think of. It's not like I do have it, but like just like I wake up in the morning and it's usually like 10 things I need to do today.
Do you come to the studio every day?
No.
Okay. What's your studio schedule?
I come during my classes and whenever there is a team meeting, because we have like at least once a month team meeting. And then whenever they actually need me and they call me and they say like, we need you in the studio, so I come.
Okay, so...
Or when I miss them.
How often do you have classes?
Nowadays, 3 or 4 times a week.
Okay, and I assume whenever you come, you probably stay longer than your classes.
Of course.
It seems like everyone that works here just likes to come and hang out because they enjoy the people.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed the people so far.
Really?
It's been really
nice.
fun. Yeah.
That's nice.
Like,
yeah, everyone is so friendly.
Yeah.
This is, I think, one of the core values that we have in the studio is that we want to keep this family. You see, like everywhere we are a family, we are a community. We really live by what we preach, you know? It's not just a slogan or whatever, a punchline. It's really how we want people to feel.
It's so friendly. Everyone is so nice. I mean, I've just had my lesson. You've probably seen I didn't stop laughing through the majority of it, or smiling.
I think again, talking from both your teachers and students, that's the first thing that everybody kind of talks about. Like it's the consistent thread, the really special.
And there's no script. I swear, like
I believe you. Yeah, because it's like little kids don't lie.
Really? They said that?
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah, it's super nice.
Happy.
Whenever you decided we're gonna start a dance studio, did you think let's make it like a family, or did it just happen?
I think it comes from my personal experience since I am a dancer, a student. I'm still a student. So having seen how other places were operating and what I personally didn't like, I tried to not have this here, and try to nurture the things that I believed in and I would have loved to have witnessed, experienced in other places.
Right.
So it just came, I think, from my personal experience, but also from the team around me. Everyone had the same, let's say, values and principles, and it wasn't like I need to enforce this, Just like I said, you know what, this is what we believe in, and they were like, oh yeah, cool.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oftentimes when I go to dance studios, there's no like front desk, there's no like operations team, let's say. It's just the teacher before class checking everybody else in and going, and it shows that you guys have like a team that kind of takes care of everything, like scheduling and when is someone's birthday, doing something nice for them, and like planning the classes and all that. So I think it's really cool. Do you remember the first memory that you had of wanting to dance or being interested in dance or even dancing?
Okay. So I'm from the Middle East. So belly dancing is part of the culture. So since I was a kid, I was belly dancing. And I was also competing in like very small setups, socially, not professionally, but still, competing among much older dancers. I was like maybe 7, 8, competing against 18, 20, something like that. And people used to like me, because I like people, I like entertaining. When I used to go back home, because I used to live in Egypt, go back home to Tunisia or to Saudi Arabia, we used to dance for the family members, so same thing. So dance was always part of my life. But when did I decide to actually learn how to dance was here. I took my sister to her birthday party. I organized it and I took her to a Latin night.
Oh, wow.
So I saw people dancing and doing the sueda, or I don't know how they call it. And I was like, I would love to have it kind of like structured rather than just me feeling and dancing to the rhythm, to the beat, but actually to learn how to dance. So I called the first number I found on Google. I went to the dance class. And at that moment, I didn't even know what ballroom dance was like, what was even, So I asked for salsa because that's what I seen the night before. I want to learn salsa. And I thought, okay, from there I can figure it out. And I did salsa for a couple of months, and then I was introduced to Latin. And the hook for me was, do you want to compete?
Interesting.
And I was like, of course, you know, because I'm competitive, you know, so can I really? Does that even exist? You know, like at that time I was like, actually still in my 30s. So I was like, can I really? Like, I'm still starting to learn. So they were like, yeah, you can, of course. Like, there is different categories. Let us introduce you to the system, how it works. I'm like, okay, I'm in. That was in January. In March, I was already doing my first competition. No. So after like 1 month or 2 months.
What do you think about the option of competing is attractive to you?
You spend a lot of time learning, right? And improving your steps and you would love, or I would have loved to see how does that translate into anything, you know? Because at the end of the day, you're not gonna go to a wedding and dance cha-cha-cha or something.
Yeah.
So,
you can't show it.
Yeah, so after all of this work, I need some kind, I'm not gonna say validation, but yeah, just to see the fruit of my work, you know?
Do you think there's a difference for you, at least as a student dancer, if you were to just do a showcase or like a show or a dinner party type place where you still perform your dance versus competition?
I think I enjoy both. Of course, in showcase, you have more room for creativity and, you know, like maybe even fusion, bringing more steps, more dances into that show, where in a competition, you're still kind of like limited with certain steps and certain timings and impress the judges.
Right. But is a competition more of a hook than if they would have just told you, we're doing these nights and you can come dance and everybody's dancing?
100%.
Not as sticky.
No, 100%.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, like I can see myself doing competition every month, but I don't see myself doing a show every month.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think this is something that most people in Pro-Am have in common? That they like the competition part? They're competitive people, maybe like in their work, their family life, their personality?
Yes. Like, from our experience, it's easier to tell them, let's go to compete, than let's go to do a show. So I think, this is something that's very common, at least among our students here. Whenever we tell them, okay, we can go do a show or whatever, they're excited, they're interested, but not as much as when you tell them, you know, we're gonna compete, we're representing our dance school or representing UAE or traveling to do this or whatever. They're like, yeah, let's do it.
And whenever you started belly dancing when you were young, you said like 7-ish?
Something like that.
Was that just you feeling the rhythm, or did you still take classes in that?
No.
How's that structured?
Nothing. No education whatsoever. Just watching, you know, like belly dancers on TV, trying to copying. Okay, people like it, so it's working. And I kept doing that.
And that's competitions as well?
Same. Okay. Yeah. It has a lot of improvisation.
But there isn't there aren't studios where you go take classes to become better and compete, or it just wasn't your experience?
At that time, there was none. Okay. Nowadays, you have a lot of belly dancing classes, but at that time, the only time we had some kind of a class was one of the top dancers in Egypt, Fifi Abdou, okay, like as if I'm talking about, I don't know, Beyonce or something nowadays, right? Her assistant was also offering some kind of classes, and that happened through a connection. So it's not like formally doing that, but through a connection. Okay, please, can you come? And he came to our house. So it was me, my mother, my sisters, all of us doing this class with him.
So it was like a family affair.
Yeah.
Is that traditional for most Middle Eastern families to have, like, I guess all the women in the family do belly dancing?
Yeah. Not necessarily to compete or to do it in public, but at least at home, they would. Even alone in front of the mirror or the TV or whatever. I think it's natural. It's in part of our DNA.
Right. And Did you continue doing that throughout your life, or did that stop at some point?
No, it stopped as soon as I started to look like a lady. So
interesting.
Yeah, my sister, actually, not even my parents. My sister was like, "Halas, you are a young lady. You cannot do that anymore." That's it. And I felt like, oh my God, she's crushing my dream.
What age was that at?
12, 13.
Okay, so it's pretty early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then did you have any other movement activities in your life? Any sports?
Not at all. After that, I moved completely into like martial arts,
Okay.
freestyle boxing.
Okay,
completely
so you're still
different.
active.
Yeah, but
Okay.
not
dance.
Not dancing.
Yeah, no, that's okay. But I think it's still like movement practices in general kind of indicate if you keep them along the way, you just try different ones over the course of time until you find one. So you did martial arts. What kind?
freestyle boxing.
Did you also compete in that?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say you're really obviously competitive because that doesn't sound like an easy sport.
No, it's not. It's just fun.
Okay, and did you do that throughout the rest of your?
I think until college.
Okay.
Until college.
And what did you study in college?
What did I study? Management information systems.
Okay.
So yeah.
So not on the creative side at all.
No.
And did you have any, like at that point, would you go out to dance and like, were you thinking, oh, I'd love to dance, but I don't have a friend to go with or I don't have a partner to go with?
No, just socially.
Okay.
Socially. Like in occasions, events, that's it.
Can you remember whenever you had your sister's birthday party, why did you choose a dance class?
Why did I take her to that place or to choose to go?
Just in general, like instead of going to dinner or a show or whatever.
I thought it's more fun and we can dance and, like, I thought we can take part in the Latin night, but then everybody there was like very advanced, so it was like a little bit awkward to even try. So maybe that's also why I got triggered, like I want to dance, but I cannot, It's not like someone can now come and lead me and I will just follow, like I really need to learn. So I'm there, everybody is dancing, I want, but I can't.
And is your sister still dance?
No, I tried to move her into this, community. It took me a while. She started last year to dance standard, but then she moved to Saudi Arabia, so she had to stop.
I see.
Yeah.
And who was your first dance teacher and dance partner that you went to the competition with? Day one.
All the way. He's very professional. Like all the areas where we meet are kind of like separate. So whenever we're in the dance class, we're teacher and student. We are in the office, we are business partner. At home, we are husband and wife. Like, I'm so happy that we were able to find this formula where we can work together in all these different elements where, like the authority levels are different, the involvement is different, everything is different. It's not easy, but we navigate through it. And we sit down, we talk it through, okay, so I want to feel like this, I want to look like this. Mm-hmm. He wants to teach me to reach a certain goal. So for him, he has a different track or a different goal than what I have now. I'm still a woman. I'm still a pro-am dancer. I'm not a professional, so I still want to feel good, when I do the step or when I present it or whatever. So sometimes, it takes a little bit of discussions and going back and forth and trying certain routines, certain steps, even if it's not comfortable or whatever, until we reach to where we both feel, okay, this is a good end product, like he's happy, okay, with this we can work until we reach the next level, and I'm happy that, okay, I can do it, it looks nice, I feel good, let's do it.
Win-win.
Yeah, exactly.
How long did you dance before you decided, you know what, let's open a dance studio?
We opened in 2020, so I think a little bit over 1 year and a half, 2 years, that's it.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
Do you remember what sparked the idea of like, okay, I want my own, I want us to build our own? The
opportunity presented itself. So we didn't go after it.
Okay.
But this dance school, the previous owner decided to sell the business because COVID happened. It was very hard for them to keep traveling between. They're not living in Dubai, so to travel back and forth and all with all the restrictions and everything. So they just reached out to Dimitri and they were like, "Are you interested?" And I remember he came and was like, "We're doing this." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" "We're doing this." No, we're doing this. And we did it.
Wow. Was it, so this space was a dance studio before?
Yes.
How much work did you have to put into it to look the way it looks today?
A lot.
I was gonna say, it was very nice, very updated. I was curious if it came like that.
Yeah, a lot. No, definitely. Like, again, we had to put our, let's say, spirit and our soul into this, so basically we had to change the color theme, the space, the feel, the layout, but it was like even the floor, everything, like we
even the floor.
Yeah, we changed everything.
Wow.
Yeah,
it wasn't much of a dance studio.
No, it wasn't. There were like some minor defects, but I'm a perfectionist, so and Dimitri as well, so it's like no, we do it from scratch.
And you also changed the name?
No, the name stayed.
The name stayed.
Yeah, we took the business as it is with the brand name. We changed the logo.
Okay.
So we rebranded just the logo, but the name stayed. We took it as is, even with the students, so wherever dance packages that were sold, we took it and we gave those lessons, so.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just like, I think...
Nobody knows that
Exactly. I think for the students, it's just like suddenly they came back and it's new faces, they see new faces, that's it.
Okay, but it wasn't the studio that you were training at the time, and
No.
the studio that Dimitri was teaching
No.
at. Okay. And how long did it take to sort of, from making the decision of let's do this, until you, let's say, were done with the rebuild and the rebrand and everything? Until you felt it's done, like I feel good about it.
I think 4 months.
Okay, that was pretty quick.
Yeah.
It feels pretty quick from the outside.
We didn't sleep, we didn't eat, we didn't do anything except work on this.
What was the most challenging part about stepping into the dance world from the business side?
I think taking a running business with all its challenges and liabilities or whatever, right after COVID. So at that time, the business was already shut for quite a few months. So there were a lot of angry students, like, what's happening? Why? All of that. I think the next challenge was to find good instructors.
So who was the original team? Was it just the two of you?
No, so basically it was Dimitri, and he invited his sister, Irina.
I'm being here as a sunshine. Yeah, I'm giving the energy, and I take that energy from the floor, like always, once you build up the you always take it from the floor, right? So.
Was also an amazing dancer, and I'm so happy that she exists.
So she came right as you opened.
Yes, even before. Like she saw it when it's still in construction.
Everyone is super supportive, and like whatever is happening, you always have the shoulder to actually lean on, so it will be fine.
Yeah, and then another dance teacher from Ukraine.
Okay, so it's 3 dance teachers and you.
Yes, I'm just managing, I'm not teaching.
Yeah, were you doing all of the managing?
I just had, because also like, I didn't know anything about hiring, about this, or what do I need, So to get it done quickly, I invited my friend who has never worked in her life. And I started to teach her how to work with a computer, with Excel, Microsoft. She knew nothing, but she was the only one I trusted. And at that time, this is what I wanted more than someone who knows everything, because I'm still learning as it goes as well, right? So I don't want to bring someone who would think, it's established, it's perfect, and then it doesn't work or something, But for her, she was already a housewife. It was something that we had agreed that it might work, it might not work, or whatever, and she was okay with it.
She's not. Is she still here?
No.
Okay.
No.
And then when did you decide to hire the next sort of level of people? I guess the rest of the teachers and Lena, Alina.
I think Alina came around 6 months after we started, after we actually reopened. Elena is with us 1 year. Salina is just a new hire because the previous admin moved. And actually at that time, there was never a need for this big admin team, right?
Okay.
At that time, it was enough to have just one full admin and myself. But then
what created
the need for more people to come on board, yeah.
How did the growth happen? How did you go from, business was already there and you said you could run it with a few people. What created the first boom, let's say?
I think it came from what we actually want to do. Is it only to give classes or to actually promote ballroom dance? So with that mission, you understand that just running the operation as is will not give you that. So we wanted to work on promoting ballroom dance in UAE and hopefully in the region. So we had to work on content, we had to work on, improving our messages that goes out to the public. So we had to hire someone who's good with content creation, with videography, with this whole digital space.
From here, she wanted to push a lot for the content, and so she met me, which is like I also love to make content a lot. I'm a videographer, so I'm making another videos. So that's why, of course, I'm getting inspiration from other videographers, not only who making dancing videos, but in general. So that's how we came out sometimes with new ideas, which nobody saw before.
And then, of course, they need to be supported by someone who does the operation, and then more and more and more, and then more people, so more personalized experience. So we need more admins and more people also to be able to give you the time, give you the attention that you need when you're here.
Did you have a full roster of customers, of clients that stayed from the previous company, or did you have to rebuild a lot?
No, we're happy that we had not a lot, but at least not a lot until now. But for quite some time, yes, we had the existing clients who renewed their packages for quite some time, but then life happens and they just leave. However, we still have a few who are still with us until today.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And what was the first competition that you guys went together as a new dance studio, and then a new ownership management?
Yeah, I think it was Crown Cup. It was the first one, and it was just 2 months after we opened.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it was like very short time to prepare ourselves to go. However, we were able to go there with, I think, 4 students.
Nice.
So,
did you also go?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. I went and I competed, and I think we had another 3. Yeah, I think we were 4 in total.
What's your favorite competition that you've been to since you started dancing?
A lot.
There's no one that sticks out?
I think definitely UK competitions have different vibe and also feeling, because there is no categories, you don't have levels, so it feels like really a proper competition with all the preparation that goes into that before you go, and the hard work during those few days. It's not just like 1 day or whatever. It's usually at least 2 to 4 days. So yeah, I love that. I have a certain appreciation towards UK competitions.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Crown Cup in Dubai. First of all, it's feels like our home competition. So whenever we go there, I get to meet everyone in the ballroom dance community in UAE. So it's always like, meeting the family after a long time. It's like, hey, I missed you. I haven't seen you since last year or whatever. So it feels like it's more like a social thing for me that I like.
Yeah, and just seeing everyone, like you're all training separately and you're coming together.
Exactly.
If you were to do a competition, what would it be like? What would you change? What would you do bigger, better, different?
Oh.
There's no boundaries. You have all the money in the world. There's no permits that you have to worry about. Anything's possible. What would it be like?
Okay, I have to choose Dubai because we're here.
Yeah.
So it's easier for us to do something here and to make sure that all UAE dancers get to be there. How would it be? Definitely it will have to be spread across two days. I don't usually like one-day competitions. They feel like very busy, crowded, rushed. Yeah. So definitely 2 days. I will bring a lot of judges, not just, and this is something sometimes you see in pro-am competitions that you get to have only like 3 judges on the floor or 5. No, I would like to have a lot. Like in Blackpool, like in UK Open and all of that, like at least, I don't know, 7, 9 judges, Of course, I'll bring all the top judges. You told me no money issues, right? All the top judges, an amazing MC, who would not just call for the hits, but really entertain the crowd. And I think, I will make sure if the category does not have enough entries, that it would be cancelled.
Okay. So every category that shows up, it's a good show. Like people are having a good time. It's not just one couple and they're like dancing by themselves and winning. And I love that.
Yeah.
Do you have a venue in mind that you would do that? Like when you envision it?
In Dubai?
Yeah. Is there a place you went there and you're like, I want to do a competition here?
Nassim Jumeirah. Because that hotel in general has a very local vibe. Okay. So it will be very distinctive for UAE competition.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I'm looking forward to a future where you have that.
Yeah.
And for the obviously the dance side of your life, what do you, if you fast forward 5 years from now, what's that part of your life look like?
From the dancing perspective.
Like just the dance side of your life. Or you can tell me the whole, specifically the dance side.
Okay. 5 years from now, we would be looking at more than one branch of dance studios.
How many?
At least 2 more in Dubai, 1 in Abu Dhabi, 2 in Saudi, and 1 in Egypt.
I love that. Perfect.
Yeah. At least.
That seems like a very doable.
Bring me the people who can help me do that.
I think honestly the part that surprised me the most about being here is somehow I feel relaxed. I expected, in any studio, like I did Ballroom Latin growing up, and then I did like other types of dance as I was older. There's like a level of anxiety in a studio usually that somehow here there isn't. I don't know why, but I just feel like I can hang out here. Like if you had a co-working space, I would just work from here all day, and then I would go and dance a little bit, and then I would do this again. So I think if once people understand that feeling, that's worth a lot to me as a potential owner of a studio to offer that to my clients. Because it's already so scary, right? To start dance, you're thinking, everybody's so good. I'm not 5. I don't know how to dance. Everybody's going to laugh at me. All these things. Yeah. But then, you make it feel so chill and everybody's so welcoming. The teachers are having a good time. I think that's... Yeah. I imagine that's gonna probably go.
Yeah, but it takes hard work to actually bring them to come and try. It's not that easy.
What's been the most successful way for you to get new people to come try?
No, it usually comes from their own, let's say, interest and desire and goal. So basically, we don't do any kind of aggressive marketing or cold calling or whatever, or like mass campaigns. So basically, our idea is that if you're interested to actually just sign up for that form, that already shows that you have the basic requirement for us to do the effort. But to, like just do all that effort and exhaust your team and, waste your time trying to get someone who probably will not stay longer than a couple of classes, it doesn't feel like it's worth the effort.
Yeah. So you more so are there when people are ready and looking and searching for it.
In a way,
yes. You're interested.
Exactly. And that's why we do push with this kind of like social media content. So even if they don't know that they might be interested, we try to show them how it's like. So, and we don't just show dances or professional dancing. We show teacher-student dancing.
Yeah.
We show how it can be translated outside of the studio. We show behind the scenes. We show competitions, like the different elements of this dance life. So if anything of this resonates with you, you will do that call and you will send that message to actually try.
Yeah. Do you have maybe, I don't know, I can't think of any other dance studio that has more interesting and unique and like intentional content, social media content. And obviously you guys have like also a big following for just being one studio in one place in this whole world.
Yeah.
How does that help the business?
I think it like in many occasions when I go and I say, we have a dance school or whatever, which dance school? There is this dance school that I'm following and it's so cool. Can you please tell me which one? And it's actually our dance school, even from people who are not following us. So for me, that shows success, right? So even if you're not part of the dance school, you're just slightly interested in this form of art and you would find them following us. So definitely, at least from branding and brand recognition, it helped a lot. And also it helped to keep our community engaged, So this is what we do. We went to this competition. We did this. We have, like keeping them also like involved in the dance school, even when they're not here. So it's like talking to our students, our community, and also talking to the public.
Is most of your following from UAE?
No. Definitely not.
What's the number one country that follows you? Do
you UAE know? For sure.
Okay, it is.
Yeah,
okay.
But we have a lot from Egypt. We have a lot from Lebanon, Syria, Ukraine, Russia, also from Asia. So yeah.
Nice. I feel like it makes sense, especially if you're gonna have like a chain of these, it makes sense that you're gonna need to lead generate for everybody. So it makes sense to see who's following you, who's already interested, who may be the same as here.
Yeah.
You go maybe to Egypt and you're like, I have a dance school. Is it this one?
Exactly.
Oh, you should open one here. Like that type of vibe. What's the most challenging part that you think from going to one studio to scaling?
In UAE or in general? I think
in the areas that you want the studios in the next 5 years.
Yeah, I think to have someone who's interested in ballroom dancing as a business idea. Okay. Usually it would take someone who's in the industry itself, in the community itself. So yeah, and sometimes they would probably just be interested into doing their own thing rather than maybe coming to us, asking how we can work together, collaborate, or whatever.
And how do you think you would be able to help create this atmosphere and this vibe in a different place with different people?
We have recently developed and worked on a franchising model. So if anyone is interested, they can come to us. We can give them all the franchise manual, which has everything from, finding the location, the size of the place, the decor, every single piece that needs to be there, with all the requirements and specifications, all the way to how to market that business. So like from A to Z, full support, just to make them have a successful dance school, following the same vision and same mission that we have, definitely.
What do you think? I have two questions actually here. One, what do you think that would do to your brand as it grows? Like, how does it change dance studios as a brand once you have 5-10 locations?
It will definitely fulfill the first mission we have, is actually to promote ballroom dancing. So that's actually, having more team members to actually work on the same idea. So different branches in different locations means more people who know about ballroom dancing. And that's why I mentioned Saudi Arabia, Egypt, UAE, because this is where ballroom is not very popular. It's very new in a way. It has progressed a lot, to be honest. Like in the past 4 to 5 years, we have seen more and more dance schools and more professional dancers coming to Dubai to teach. But yet, it's still not as much as we would love to see it.
Yeah.
I still don't see local kids. I don't see, a proper dance federation. There is a lot of growth and a lot of space to grow.
I was going to ask you, are there a lot of Emirati people or Middle Eastern people that come as students, or is it mostly
Middle Eastern, yes.
Yes.
But mainly adults.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I think they still don't believe that ballroom dancing is as probably important or equivalent to ballet or gymnastics or soccer or volleyball or tennis or swimming, They don't see it at that level. They think it's still just for fun, probably. That's why local kids or Middle Eastern kids are not coming to ballroom dancing classes. It needs to be funded on a national level, national local events where ballroom dancing is also introduced. Like, for example, there are a lot of events and a lot of occasions where you would see them bringing, a group of ballet dancers or whatever, but never ballroom. And I think this is where the gap or the challenge is to have the government believe in this, actually, even, how do you call it? Recognize it as a performing art. Because till now, there's no ballroom dancing in performing arts as a category.
I think that's a ballroom and Latin dance question first. Because some people are like, it's a sport, we want to go to the Olympics. Some people are like, it's an art, some people are like, it's both. So I think that's like an identity issues that we have first that we have to figure out.
Yeah.
But I think, obviously I'm wrong because I just arrived here a week ago, but it feels like Dubai as a country, as a region country, UAE as a country, invests a lot into things that grow the recognition internationally of the area, right?
Correct.
So you'd think that they would be very down to be like, we're going to be the place. Like, we want to be ahead of the UK, ahead of America, ahead of whoever. I think if it got to the right channels, this could be the thing that you're better than, let's say, anyone else, or have a massive presence.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure if we get to the right people, this would have a better spotlight, 100%. But I think we might also be a little bit lazy not doing our part. Like, I don't want to really put it all on the government or whatever, but yes, definitely. It just needs a link somewhere, and then this can be happening for sure.
I like that. Because I know I was previously in sort of like indirectly in the festival space through influencers, and all countries have like a massive budget to throw festivals because it brings international people. The same logic must apply to dance. Like, if we did a competition here and we invited I don't know, what's a big competition? 3,000 couples, 5,000 couples, bigger than German Open, bigger than Blackpool. That's bringing so much money into the pockets of UAE.
100%.
I think they would be behind it, and it would be like extravagant in a good way.
Yeah, and honestly speaking, like geographically, when you look at UAE, it's perfect place. You know, like connecting Asia, connecting Europe. Yes, maybe US, but anyway, US is always like kind of like a standalone.
That's true.
So here it's like perfect, you know. So definitely, yeah, I hope this reaches someone who would be interested. Please.
I had a dream, I guess, when I first took over the company, that back when I was dancing, it was just one federation, IDSF, the good old days. Now it's 1 billion federations, and I have nothing against that. It's whatever. It may be good, maybe bad. But what I would love to see is a competition that everyone competes in with sort of neutral judges. Like maybe really good ex-champions that don't teach and don't have like the weight of a name, or preferred couples from everywhere judging to see who's today the best in the world, period.
Among everyone. Not
from
just
every
those
federation.
who went there.
Yeah. Not just like, well, they're really good at Latin and WDC, and they're really good at standard WDSF and WDO show dance.
Yeah.
Like, who's number one when there's no bias of like, I have to have this couple win because they're already my champion. So I'd love that. And I think the only way to do that is to offer like a crazy amount of money. Like, make the prize so big that somebody who would be like, well, my federation won't allow me, would be like, you know what? So much money, I have to go. So I think, and I thought of Dubai as the place because the location and also the access.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see Russian couples, and this is one of the few places that they can come to, even in today's political environment, right?
Yes, of course.
So I think I'm very, like, whenever we had the opportunity to discuss, I was very excited because I think Dubai in general has a bright future in dance.
100%. Like, the amount of teachers that you see now in Dubai, you would have never imagined or dreamt to have, actually. Like, I remember, like, when we started the operations here, we were always thinking, who would decide to leave Europe or to leave Asia, where they have access to top teachers, to, regular classes, and just come here. And then they come here, no dance federation, no competitions, not that cheap. And, and then basically they just need to decide to stop competing, That's the only way for them to come to Dubai. But now, no, you have a few couples who are in Dubai and they are still competing on an international level. So it's like, it's not now either or. You can have both.
There's couples that like live in Dubai full time that compete?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And do you ever have, I know you have some couples like Salva and Sasha were here right before I saw them in Sicily.
Yes.
Right before Christmas, and they told me, and they were like, yeah, like, I really enjoyed it. I could see myself in like a future, post my dance career, like maybe spending like part-time or full-time there and like building like a dance life around it, which, I don't know, coming from someone that's like, at the top of their game right now means a lot. And then I think same camp, Giacomo was here the week after or whatever, and you guys you have Austin coming in, like there's the biggest names arguably are coming here. And how does that, like, what does that mean for your students and for your school?
Of course, it's a very good exposure, to have that access to international top dancers. Sometimes not even to learn something new, but just to be inspired by them, right? So it's definitely a great opportunity. We had Massimo and Laura as well. They were actually coming quite regularly, at least 3 times a year, and they spend here at least 1 week. So I remember, like, now they're quite busy with the competitions, but Laura would leave for and Massimo would leave for a few months, come back, and they still remember my routine, and they're like, so you do this, you do that, but how show me how it is right now, so that kind of also, feedback and involvement from top couples is definitely a plus, definitely. It's not that we think that our teachers cannot do the same job, but even top dancers take classes, you know,
Right.
so it's like the cycle never stops and the flow of information and knowledge doesn't stop.
It's amazing. So what do you feel like the next step is for your growth? Like you told me that the studio is booked all day, every day.
Yeah.
You have international teachers coming through. If you Google Dance Dubai, yours is the first school, by the way. So what can you push on to grow to the next phase, I guess?
More units, more branches for sure. This is the first and most important target for us right now. So we want to expand in the region. We want to open more branches so we can reach to more people for sure.
Okay, so you're capped here. You just need the next location.
Yeah.
Would you open more locations like yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We have one preferred location and we're working towards that.
Okay.
It's
Maybe by the time this airs, we can have go visit. Amazing.
No, we have a preferred location
They're
that's
just
like as a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Nice. That's amazing. Cool. I'm not gonna ask what it is. It's secret.
Yes.
We'll keep it a secret. Cool. And do you think you're gonna continue balancing the dancing and your operational and management side of it?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
What do you feel, I guess, when you dance that's keeping you coming back?
Expressing myself through different ways. You know, we're used to doing this all the time, talking, but how when you shut this and try to express yourself, and that's when you start to be more creative, you know, like I want to show my anger, or I want to show my femininity, or I want to show my sexuality, or I want to show my, lively attitude, you know, like you have different ways to express yourself through dance, and it's very interesting that you can do that. And that's why I love ballroom, because it's like in each program you have different dances, and each dance has different spirit and different, you know, feel and look, and you can just get to be so many. It's like acting, right?
I was gonna say, it sounds like you're describing acting.
Yeah,
like you can be, you know, every one of the people that.
100%, yeah.
So the last thing, I'm gonna have 3 rapid fire questions. So I'm gonna ask, and then the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh.
All right. This is a pre-question. Do you listen to podcasts?
Yes.
Perfect. What's the last podcast that you listened to?
Oh, it's in Arabic. I'm sorry.
Listen about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's called Kifaya Ba.
Is it like one of those story mystery crime, or is it like?
No, it's about
Interview.
society and culture in a very funny way.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have to give me the link. I'm gonna find it. Okay, second question. Whenever you travel, what's 3 things that you can't travel without?
I can't travel without. Okay, I can't travel without my pillow.
Wow, you bring a pillow. Okay.
Yes, I can't travel without. But it's gonna look very silly, you know. I'm gonna say like my sunglasses, my backpack.
Those are 3 things that I haven't heard yet. So
Yeah.
no. So what's your pillow?
It's like orthopedic pillow for my neck.
You travel with it?
Yes.
My
everywhere.
dad travels with this like small ancient pillow. He doesn't even use it as a pillow. He just uses this to cover his other side. And he travels with it everywhere for like as long as I've been alive. It's so funny. Last question. Where's your favorite place to relax?
To relax.
When you go on vacation or need an escape?
Tunisia.
Any specific place in Tunisia?
I would say the capital.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It
This
was
was
so
fun.
much fun. Yeah.